Hello. Ooh, my voice. That felt terrible. That's not a great sign that I overdid. I overdid it yesterday. I uh I overdid it yesterday. Well, we'll see how it goes. Ah. Okay. Oh, geez. Let me just get my chat up. Sorry. Pop out chat. Come over here. Pop out chat. Okay. So I'm having a bit of a problem. Okay, let me see something. I'm just gonna mute this and okay, so that works. For some reason, my YouTube isn't. No, my YouTube's working. YouTube's working. My VODs are not working. Yes, that's the one. Okay. I think it's got something to do with the fact that I need to use a relay server because I can't. The best Twitch server we have access to in South Africa is, I think, the one in Europe somewhere, and that's like on the other side of the world. And what kind of happens is the connection is pretty shit. So there's a lot of throttling or something going on because it's just like I can't. The stream will go down very often, and the bit rates are very bad. It's a bit weird. So I have a relay server, which is not a Twitch server, but it's one of the internet providers here in South Africa has a relay, which is nice because it stabilizes the stream. But I cannot. It seems like the VODs don't work. Like the whole splitting of audio for the VOD and the rest of the thing seems to be broken. So I don't know. Don't know. Well, anyway, what are we going to do today? Now, I mean, I think I'm gonna either do UI stuff. I think I'm gonna do UI stuff or other stuff. It's one of the two. We still have a lot of UI to fix on the main menu. So I think I'm gonna time it as UI stuff, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Yeah, so I don't have any major problems with this area that I can remember. Well, I do. Okay, no, wait. I was still the UI was still a work in progress here, so there were still some issues. So we'll fix those. Yeah, I was busy with these. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, so we'll try and fix those. Yesterday was quite a busy day for me, so when the stream ended, I just ran, and I didn't even think about. Well, I thought about game dev for the rest of the day, but I couldn't really do anything. Okay, so let's see. So I know one of the things that goes wrong is when you unlock these, the money. I think there's text in the label, so we just have to remove the text from the label because it kind of looks ugly. And it's not there now, but as soon as you click on the element, it replaces the text, or it adds text. Okay, so let's see. So that would be in the room slot, I believe. Yeah, so this text becomes upgrade, so I don't want that anymore. Okay, another thing, I don't know. how critical this is. So obviously it would be kind of nice if it's not just a button with money on it, right? With a value that you need to spend or something. But if it's actually if there's some other visual element here that indicates to you that you can do something with this, it's so difficult. There's also pop-ups, and I still need to figure out how to fix this, how to make the tooltip work a little bit better. Righto. Yeah, we essentially want information displayed as we, when we hover on anything inside of this menu and other menus as well. Right, but it's a bit of a toughie. Huh. Yeah, we need them for a lot of places. Okay, let's leave that for now, because technically the information is being displayed. Although it's not ideal, it is there. So I'm going to go with that's good enough for now. And, instead of spending a few hours working on this at the moment, I think I'm just going to... Look, UI improvements are going to happen. I think we're going to do a lot more UI improvements, right? We can give this a play and just get a feel for it, but UI improvements are definitely still going to happen. But I mean, currently there are low-hanging fruit in terms of UI improvements that I could do. Like if we just went back to the main menu, right? This is obviously not good. It's not. It is kind of terrible. Let's be honest. So okay, so this is not great. And something. I feel like something changed here. I don't remember this massive bush. Huh? Was this here always? No, man. This was added. Okay, but anyway, if you click play, you get this ugly menu, right, for your character selection. It's obviously not great, right? I mean, it works. It has the functionality we need. Rob, Bob, Jason, and Stacy. So it's got the functionality, right? We can click our characters, we can do all those good things, but yeah, it's not good. So in terms of low-hanging fruit, that's definitely one. And then the cursor manager, I think we can do some things with this. I think I'm going to download a cursor pack from, I think, Kenny. And then just use that one. Because, look, I can obviously fiddle with this thing as much as I really want to. But at the end of the day, like, if it's just a simplistic cursor that works, I feel like that's going to be good enough. And at this point, I think good enough is not a bad idea. So if you look at the shop, so we can see if we hover over this, this is the gym weight section, cardio section, infirmary, right? All the information we need is displayed. If you click on that, we can see, oh, this is the spa. Okay, cool. If I open the shop and I hover over one of the buttons, it tells me what's going to happen, right? I actually just saw... What? Oh, the cursor manager is broken. What? How's that happening? $38 base cursor sprite. Surely. Maybe it's the main menu that had that problem. Might have been the main menu. Okay, but anyway, I mean, you can see what all this does. It would be kind of nice if it gave you some hints when you are there. But I mean, most people will notice all of this stuff changing. Right, and they can do things accordingly and play the game. So I don't think this is where we need to spend most of our time. This is quite annoying. Like, I don't like the fact that I can't see all my stats. I think scrolling here is annoying. I don't think that should be happen. So we should try and get this rearranged to some degree to get this out of here. We could squish everything up a little bit more. We don't need this much real estate at the top here. And that might help us. But I think, like, let's be honest. We could have our... Hey, Morshway. How's it going, man? How are you doing? Oh, jeez, this looks terrible. Okay, so in terms of UI, we can obviously tweak this. Super tired, eh? Yeah. Yeah, we just started a new semester at the university. I can't wait. Okay, but I think we have different roles at our respective schools. Maybe. I don't know. Are you also a lecturer? Oh, damn, voice acting. I I don't know about that one, to be honest with you. That's a little bit out of my comfort zone. Computer science and finance dual bachelors. That's a funny one to deal. Well, it sounds funny to me. We don't have a lot of dual bachelor options in South Africa. The most common one that I know of is computer science and electrical engineering. There's so many people that do that, but that combination is a bit strange. Okay, let's open up some reference images. So I have a few. What just happened? Did I accidentally skip the song? Oh, okay. Now that I think about it, am I familiar with how banks operate? I mean, I know some of the conspiracies. That should be all the answer you need, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they do that, and they only need to keep like a tenth of the money that was deposited in reserve, or something like that, right? 10%. So they are allowed. They can borrow that money, but they can't. Or they can lend it out, but they can't lend more than 90% of it, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it. But yeah, it's kind of rough. Now, and I guess if you want to do like algorithmic trading and that type of stuff, it's maybe not a bad idea to have a finance background with your computer science background. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What did my wife cook up yesterday? I think she cooked up some more UI. So let's see. I'm pretty sure she did cook up UI, but she didn't send it to me. Why? I was in the mood to go fix stuff. Ugh, jeez. What? Am I missing something? Ah, look, this bush wasn't there. Okay, so I have proof. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, we can do the cursor then, and we can do the rest of the decals. Okay, let's go about that. Let's do that. Algo trading and ComSci people. Yeah, that's insane. That's a ridiculous amount of money. Especially when you multiply it by 20 and you give it to me in South African, rands. That is just stupid. Okay, let's fix the cursor. So let's go to Kenny. I think it's cursor pack from Kenny. Yeah, just this one. I think that looks good. We're not donating today, Kenny. Sorry. Sorry, Kenny. Yeah. Well, there's also a reason people in that industry get paid that much. Is because they are quite skilled, right? Like it's not just any old software guy that can make an algorithm that can shave off, that type of. Because I think they work in like. The reason some of it works, especially the high frequency trades, are, because of delays in the market. But I mean, high frequency, high speed trading requires you to know basically very low level coding because you're not going to write a little Python app and get in there. It's way too slow. It's quite sophisticated stuff. Okay, let's see. Where did this thing go? It went to my downloads. Okay, we'll just open it. Extract. Okay, Kenny, come over here. Okay, so we'll just stick it in visual assets. UI. Why do I have a crosshair pack from Kenny? No, let's just stick it in visual assets, maybe. Should I just drag it over, maybe? Yeah, let's just drag it over. It went into UI elements, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. But $1 million, just like it, that's literally enough money to set me up for the rest of my life. Like, obviously, not living lavishly. You can spend $1 million. But in South Africa, that's more than enough money to keep me going. Okay, where the hell did this thing now go to? Ugh, yes. Yeah, it went to UI elements. Damn you. It's not where I wanted you to go. Get out. Oh, geez. Commercial diving. I don't know. That doesn't sound super great to me. That sounds a bit claustrophobic. But I guess if you already like doing it as a hobby, that's also a thing that you need to be careful of. Like, liking stuff as a hobby and then doing it as a full time job might just ruin it for you, right? Okay, so let's see. We have black. Okay. White. What's white retina? Ach, I opened the crosshair pack. You know, I can be such a. I want to go to the cursor pack. PNG. What is default and double? Yeah, I don't need anything fancy here. Ah, these things are quite small, aren't they? Can we do the vectors instead? I wonder if we can. Can you import vector art graphics? Doesn't seem like you can. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Unity knows exactly what to do with that. Too much in your body? Yeah, it's a hard job to do. But hey, some people thrive on hard body jobs. I don't think I would, but I know some people do. Like, they prefer working with their hands over you know, fiddling about with a computer and sending emails and nonsense like that, you know? I wonder if these are going to work. They are quite small. Okay, well, let's just grab them all and import them as sprites at least. They're all single slice. Single. Okay, just apply it like that. It's fine. Okay, we can enlarge them a little bit, and then I can go attach them to my cursor script. Okay, so let's see in cursors over here. Okay, base cursor sprite. Okay, so let's see. A basic cursor. I think he has a couple of variations, but let's just see. No, not really, hey? Oh, yeah, no, he does. He has this pointer. Yeah, I kind of like that pointer. Let's grab that one. Okay, so we'll just go with that one. And then we need like a crosshair. Oh, he also has these. Yeah, it's fine. I'll do something else. We might keep the crosshair we have. I don't know. But let's just grab his crosshair. Okay. Then what we could also do, I guess, let's just see. I'm figuring this out. So if we open the cursor, right? Okay, we have this cursor, and effectively what we are doing is we're just setting the image or the background image for the cursor to one of these. No, I think that's okay. I just check something here. Okay, this is already annoying. So the tip of the cursor is not exactly at the tip. Yeah, for crying out loud. Let's see, open sprite editor. Yeah, okay, we can see. So it's actually, if we did this, yeah, the tip of the cursor is at 4 pixels. Actually, don't know what this does for me, but it probably does not do a lot. Okay, but so 4 pixels in is where the hot spot is, or the tip is. Okay, so let's just apply that, and what that means is in our cursor script, we'll have to do a little bit of finagling. Cursor style dot width, cursor size, okay. Okay, this is going to be annoying, isn't it? Okay, so we have a cursor offset. So it's 4 pixels in this case. Okay, wait, it's not going to be 4 pixels, eh? Okay, let's think about this. So it's going to be cursor size. Okay, so let's think about this. It's going to be cursor size, divided by 32. Okay, so cursor size over 32 times 4. Right, that should be right because the cursor is going to be stretched. So we just get the factor by which it was stretched and then give it the offset. Right? That seems right. Okay, we can try this and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't completely break or it's too terrible. Let's just go give it a good old attempt. Okay, it looks fine. Let's just see. Is it on the tip? Yeah, it seems like it is. Yeah, it's a very simplistic cursor, right? But I think it's good. I think simple is pretty good in this case. I don't need it to be super complicated. Okay, let's just look at the cursor, the crosshair. Yeah, it's a nice thick crosshair. Okay, but it's visible. Okay, it might be less visible when the levels are actually full of enemies. So what we can do is let's shoot a little bit and just go to a level with enemies. Yeah, I like this. This is simple. There's a reason Kenny knows what he's doing. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I mean the white contrasts well with the background, so you don't need anything else. Good. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's go fix the decals. We can obviously play with these things a little bit more if we wanted to, but I think that's pretty good for now. Okay, let's get the decals for the other two characters sorted. So let's see, the knight attack indicator. Okay, so he uses... Okay, let's just make this smaller. Knight attack indicator. Okay, so we have a base map there. Okay, so let's just pull the decal textures in. So we have a few more. Just going to drop them there. Okay, so we'll grab the knight. Okay, this is a arc decal. I like this one. I think that's the one I'm going to go with. Okay, so let's go see on the knight himself what this looks like. Okay, just let me see you. Okay. Okay. We'll show our... Okay, that's not bad. That's actually somehow already quite good in terms of sizing. Nice. Okay, we could change the opacity a little bit if we really felt like it. 0.7 maybe is good. Okay, let's go with that one. See how this looks in the game. Okay, and we'll just make... We just go check the ninja. His should have changed, and it's the right size, and I think I like the opacity of 0.7. So let's just change that, 0.7. Okay, let's just deactivate this again, give it a play. Go see what we can see. Okay, grab the knight. Let's spawn a couple of enemies. I mean, that does look better. The opacity might still be a bit high. Yeah, we can definitely still do this a little bit better, I think. I'll let my wife know. But for now, I mean, this is at least better in terms of the actual size and shape. It's pretty good. Okay. So, another thing off the list. So the decals look pretty good. Okay, what's next? Okay, so we got our cursors working. I feel like I can do this cursor thing a little bit better than I am right now. I mean the cursor manager itself. I don't know if I'm... Yeah, I don't actually know. But it's okay. It's what it is. Okay. But for now, we're going to just keep these two. I think that those are the most important ones, and they are there, and they are working, so I'm happy. They might look a little bit worse on 4K. Let's just see. So if I go to 4K, because they might get stretched, right? Let's make the game view as big as possible. Because they do get stretched. I don't know if the amount of pixels we have available to us... Yeah, that kind of looks not great. Yeah, it doesn't really look too amazing. Okay, let's just reduce the size a little bit, and then I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Okay, so currently the cursor size is set to 3% of the screen size. Let's take it down to 2%. I think that's going to be fine. 2% of the screen height. What does that equal? Where's my calculator? Okay, so let's see. So 2% of, what's the screen height normally? 1080, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's 21. So that's actually smaller than the base texture, which is 32 by 32. Okay, but if we times that by 2, that would be the size 43. That's not so much higher in terms of the size. I think it will be fine. Yeah, that looks okay. I think I can work with that. Yeah. Let's leave it like that. Okay. So that's all good. I'm going to save it. Let's go to our main menu scene and get the main menu sorted, right? See what we can do. Oh, I just wanted to see something. So we have our portraits over here. Character portrait. Okay, so this is technically a prefab, so I can use this. I can use this. Okay, I'm going to use that. Okay, let's get see. Scenes. Main menu scene. That's the big tree. Yeah, okay. Where did you come from? You were never this big. This was always a small bush. Okay. So let's see. If we look at the game view, okay, obviously there's some stuff over top here. Why are these rocks so big? This is my wife. 100%. I think I know what she did. She scaled the prefabs. 100%. The prefabs got scaled. Yep. I think the prefabs got scaled, which meant they got scaled everywhere. Did you get scaled? You seem a little weird as well, I'm not gonna lie. Little bush. Okay, let's just leave it like that, maybe. That looks okay. Okay, so here's the idea. First of all, we need to get rid of... Okay, so we have this character staging, and I'm not going to use these. So we're going to use prefabs, or am I using these? No, I'm not. So we have the character portrait prefabs, right? And that's what we're going to use. So character portrait. Yeah. So we got those, and we're going to just duplicate them. Okay. We got the character portrait prefabs. Okay, so these can go away. Okay, and now we can just try and fix these a little bit. Okay, so the first thing is they all do not want to have lights or cameras. Okay, so we just need to switch those off. Maybe a camera. Could use a camera, I don't know. But definitely not lights, right? The lights are gone. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see. So something like that. Then our next character is going to stand somewhere here. Yeah, we'll have to see exactly how we want to do this, but this is kind of the idea. I guess we put another one in front, maybe. Let's put you in front. Yeah, let's think about this. So where exactly do we want these? Might change where our camera is looking, but I'm figuring it out. So that's you, that's you, that's you, and then that's you, right? Okay, we can look at, I think we can do this, right? We can see. Yeah, okay, so that doesn't work out. Okay, first of all, you need to be down over a bit. We might have to change our camera angle a little bit. We'll see. Wait, what's happening here? Ugh, crying out loud. How are you inside of the other character? Okay, let me take you, move you up and over. Take you, move you up. Okay, that looks not bad. This one might be a little bit too far ahead, so let's just move him back a little bit. Okay, see it from the camera's perspective. Okay, so the idea would be that you have obviously the four characters. They're walking off to the tower. Okay, I just want to see. This one is flying. Okay, so they're going towards the tower. Right, they're going to go liberate them friends. Okay, if we play this now, it's going to look broken. Right. So, but part of the idea would be that when you get here, you need to unlock or select each of these characters, right? Okay, so they're going to stand like that. But as you select them, you actually create your team, right? So we can see physically who's going to go up and do their thing. Right, so how exactly do I do this? So this is character 1. This is character 2. I know there's a way to change the default for this, that Unity doesn't do the whole bracket thing. Can't remember how though. Character 4. Okay, so these are each of the characters. Oh, this main menu is giving a null reference exception error. Why? On enable, change cursor. Not entirely sure what's happening here. Okay, so let's see on enable. Set shown. And then it does the cursor part, but it fails. Cursor.style background. Not sure why it's failing, but it is, I guess. Figure that out later. Okay, but this is the idea. So you have your characters, and initially, I guess what we want is a button or something to click on, I guess. How would we do that, though? So we could do that in UI. So let's think about this. So we have our UI. Party selection UI. I think it's party creation UI that I'm actually thinking this should be called. Okay, but the party, okay, so let's see how this works. So obviously when we start, we get all the stuff. Okay, and each party member would have a bunch of things, I guess. I think if we have a class party member that we pass around, it would maybe make sense to give it a reference to the... Oh wait, this is where it gets awkward always. Right, creating this seems okay. Yeah, how do we create the party members? Yeah, we have a party member SO. Okay, so that seems okay. What we could do is we could have a serialized field, private, a list of type, not party member. We already have that list. This would just be a game object, right? Right, and we're going to call it portraits, character, portrait. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have that. And now let's see when we create our party members. Okay, we obviously create it over here. Point I party members.count. Okay, so how does it know how many party members there are? Do I? Oh, I see. Party members. No. How did the count get set? I'm not sure how this is working. Okay, let's just open it up. Yeah, we just get the party member SO. So we would get a count. Okay, so we get the list. It's private. But I don't make anything. Oh wait, no, this is the button click. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no. This is just registering a button click. Okay. I was confused. Okay, so this doesn't actually do anything. This is where we want to go. So for each character SO in party members dot character SOs, okay, we create each of them. Okay. Now, I think I want to change this to a for loop. So we're going to do for. All right, we're going to do this a little bit differently. Okay, wait. Before I get rid of that, let's write the for loops first. For int I. Okay, we can do something like this, but it's not going to be party members. It's going to be party members SO. I guess it's that one count. Yeah. Okay, so we do that instead. Okay, and then if we think about it, what we need from that is we'll need a character. Well, let's do character SO, character SO equals party members SO dot character SO's I. Right. And with that line, we can get rid of that and then everything should still work. Okay. So this is kind of how we're going to go about it. So we need to create, okay, well, we lived through this, but now we have an I, right? And what we do essentially, I guess, oh wait, we lived through this, and here we create our party members list for some reason. Not entire. Oh, this just populates the selection. Okay. Okay. This then creates the party member. Create a new list. Give it all the good things. Okay. Okay. Now, but for each of these, I kind of want to get a public game object character. We'll call it the character portrait. right? This is character portraits. This is a character portrait. Okay, and then we can do, since we are iterating like that, we should be able to do party member dot character portrait equals character portraits I, right? We just get the reference and all that good stuff. So now the party members have a character portrait reference. Okay. Another thing we should try and do, so how do I currently manage which one shows where? I feel like I'm missing something here with the which one shows. Because if you look at these the character portraits, right? They don't have. Yeah, we have stage chick. Oh, okay. Stage character type. Okay. Okay, so we can grab the character portrait, loop through the children, and just set active the correct one. You know, that is something that the character portrait should be able to do. If you have the character portrait, it should be able to do that for you. I feel like. Yeah, I think it should be able to do that. So let's go to our scripts, UI. Technically, it's world space UI. I actually don't know where to put this, but let's just put it in UI for now. So we'll create a Monu behavior script, call it the character portrait. Character portrait manager. Yeah. It's fine. We already had a character portrait manager. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, for crying out loud. In managers. Okay. Okay, so let's delete that one quickly. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to do that. It's not a problem. Let's just go to managers quickly and see what that manager does. Because if it exists, maybe it can already do some of the stuff we need. Okay, here we go. Here's the character portrait manager. Okay, so it gets each of the character portrait transforms. Okay. And then, okay, it shows the correct portrait. I see. Yeah, it goes through each stage character and try get component of type stage character type. If it can, it continues, sets it to false. But if the select the character type is equal to the character type, it works out. Okay, so we need to do show portrait with the character portrait. What are we actually... Are we giving it a character portrait? and a character data. Okay, set portrait. Okay. Ah. Okay, so we actually call set portrait with the character date and the character ID. And then this thing decides which one we want to do. Okay, that's good enough. So we can just add to the character staging, we can add the character portrait manager. There we go. And we can just give it each of these, right? So that's... Okay, what is it doing? Just drag those in there. Okay, I guess that's okay. We can work it like that. Okay, so in our character staging, we then get character portrait manager, which means in our party creation UI, okay, we don't need the character portraits in here. That's superfluous. Okay, so we can get rid of the game object character portraits. Okay, cool. So we don't need a game object character portrait at all. Okay, we do get a character type. Okay, so that's at least something. Okay, so when we create the party members, okay, let's just think about this. So when we create the party members, do we give them a... Okay, we don't need this. Do we give them a character number or... Yeah. I don't think we do. So let's see. So we could do public. Is it character data dot, or is it player manager? Character ID. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, character ID is a little bit weird. Because it's an enum, but it's enum 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that could work since we're working with int I. So we could do party member dot character. Okay, what did I call this thing? Character ID equals I. Okay, can we do player manager dot character ID? Does that work? I don't want to do it like this, right? Okay, we can do that. So we can cast this int into a character ID. Okay, so this is now our list of party members. So we have character IDs. Now they are not set yet, right? Okay, but we do give them a character ID so that we can set their portraits if we want to. Okay, so if we add a party member, okay, so let's see, what do we do? for each party member in party members, if the party member is full, party member.character icon sprite equals the new one. Okay, so let's see. When we click on one of these buttons, the character gets set. Okay. So as an event, we give it a character SO. Okay, where is this called from? Let's just make... Okay, so we register... Oh, we register a callback for each element that we created for the character selection thing in our rows and columns. Okay, we're probably going to change this, but okay, fine. So we give each of them a unique character SO. Okay, so when you click on any one of them, it'll go through the list of party members. If there's already if he's not full, okay, we add. Is full. Okay, so that's just a nice little thing that we have there. Okay, so that's okay. Character sprite, so we set the portrait, we change the character type. Okay, so I think we'll keep those. We'll set is full to true. But what we actually want to do here as well is we want to call our character portrait manager. So we should maybe give ourselves a reference to that. Private character portrait manager. Right, so that we can do this. We can go to our character portrait manager dot set portrait. Okay, so what do we want? We want to give it a player manager dot character ID, and we want to give it character data. This is a problem, right? Because we don't actually have character data. We have character SOs. But we do know what the character type is. Okay, so what if we make override? So let's see if I make an override of this thing. Okay, but show portrait, and it takes instead of a character data. Okay, so let's see, what does it do? Try get component, that's fine. Character type. So yeah, so instead of this, we take a character data dot character type instead, right? And we call it character type. And then right here, we just straight up use character type instead of character data. Okay, so this is another way we can do the same loop, but show a portrait with an overload, character type. It also means we might need a different version of this thing. Right, and it's now not going to do that. It's going to send a character type, right? What? Dot character type. Right, and we're going to do character type. Okay, essentially like that, right? And it's already called because I did call it like this. So there's now an overload. Okay, so we have these two. We have set portrait with character type or character data. Depends on what we have available. Okay, but we still need a character ID. Okay, that shouldn't be a problem. We can just do party member dot character ID. and then we can do character SO dot character type. Okay, there we go. So this thing will show and hide. Okay, so we just need to make sure. Okay, so we set the correct character ID, so it's not going to do a random one. We do this as well. Okay, we can save that. Now, I don't know if these things are hidden by default. They might not be. Okay, now let's just do that. So I mean, we could go in here and just on start, we could just do game object dot set active false for these, and then only when we actually select characters or when those are called do they get set. Because obviously this is getting called right early on for the normal game. This one. We loop through this and set it immediately, but set portrait is only called once something is selected. Okay, so this should at least do something. So let's see what it does. And then obviously we still have to rework the UI quite substantially, but I just want to see if this is at least doing something that's kind of cool. Okay, so we can't see them now, but if I click play, and I start clicking through the characters, so I could do... Okay, so it didn't work. Oh, I didn't give a reference. Oh, damn it. Okay, so the party creation UI needed the character portrait manager. Okay, let's try again. I forgot about that. Okay, we click play now. Now, if I select a chicken, we should see a chicken appear in the background there. Boom! Chicken's ready. Then the duck. Then the owl. Then the robin. Now they're all super ready. Ready to go. Ready for action. Okay. It might not be perfect. We'll get it better soon. Now, if I take one out... Okay, it doesn't do anything if I take one out. But I can change them. That works. Right. So it's kind of working. We could do a lot of things, but at least it's kind of doing something, right? Like if this is your character selection over here, it's not too bad, right? I don't think so. Okay, we can still make it better. So one of the things is this little pop-up. I don't think it's going to be a pop-up like that. I think we're going to do some other things with it. So I think I want... I need to display a bit of information on each of the characters as well. So we can work on that. So let's see in our scriptable objects, right? We have a character scriptable object. Okay, if we open this up, we can see that we have a character type, a sprite, a color, game object, which is just the prefab for the character. That's fine. And then we have a stat list. Stat SO, list SO. Right. Now, how much of this stuff we actually need, I don't know. But I think one thing we should have is a public string character, not name, but character and formation. Okay, so I don't actually know how we want to do this, but What if we made it not just a string like that, but a... See, now this is where I kind of think I need to start figuring out how to get text and other things in here. But what if we get a list of string, and we call this character in formation. Okay. We do something like that, right? So now we have more in-depth information. Now, on each line of these would, each line of the information would give us something about the character, right? So this will look something like this. So let's go to our actual scriptable objects, grab our characters, and we can start with the chicken, right? So if you think about it, so what do we kind of want to do here? So each of these elements could represent some type of info that you could present to the player when they select the chicken knight at the start. Right. So we could say the first thing could be a role, right, for the character. So this could be the tank role, then attack type, melee, right, something like that. So it's a tank, it's melee. Then we can do special ability, you know, launches a large AoE stun. Right? I don't know what else we really need to do, so, but we know the role, the attack type, special ability, and then we could do something like play style or something like that. Okay, something like the chicken knight excels at soaking up damage. However, he's this comes at the cost of not doing a lot of damage, right? Something like that. Now, I should really do this in like a text editor of some sort. Okay, but we could think about it something like that, right? And then we could do the duck ninja, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, if we just, so this is an assassin melee. Okay, he uses whirlwind flurry of attacks that do does damage and causes bleed. Right, something like this. The duck ninja does heavy damage. Does whatever. Does a lot of damage. But is generally quite easy to kill. Yeah, something like that, right? So we got our flavor text and all that good stuff. And that's the duck ninja. We can go do the wizard. Okay. So let's see. So Okay, so this is the role. We have a tank, an assassin. What is this? DPS. I actually don't know what these roles should be, but anyway, let's just call it a DPS role. I'll look into what the correct, roles are from like other role-playing games, right? Like World of Warcraft or whatever it is. Okay, but it's a DPS character, the wizard. Ranged attacks. Okay, what is the special attack? Shoots, fires, launches. Let's just say shoots a jet of fire at enemies, causing them to take burn damage over time. Okay, and then finally, the wizard, the owl wizard, excels at dealing large amounts of damage. However, due to very poor mobility, can be caught. Mobility and slow rate attack speed can be caught off guard and overwhelmed. Something like that. And then finally the ranger. So the ranger is also, I would say, a DPS character. Then element, okay, that's ranged. Okay. Does a sick backflip and leaves a poison bomb behind. Enemies caught in the bomb explosion will what exactly are they? Will be poisoned. Poisoned. Something like that. We don't worry about spelling it, it's fine. Okay. The Robin Ranger is fast. She runs fast and attacks fast. She runs fast, attacks fast, and dies fast. How do you like that for flavor text? That's a good one. Runs fast, attacks fast, and dies fast. I think this is a good one. Okay, so we have that flavor text, and now we can display that if we want it somewhere. Okay, so let's do some designing in Paint quickly, just so we can kind of get ourselves on the right track here. So let's suppose we have, you know what, I can do something here. Let me get a screenshot so we have a bit of Right, here's our menu. Okay, it doesn't look exactly like this all the time, but it's good enough, right? Can I not go to like a reasonable zoom level? Apparently not. Okay. So whatever. We'll ignore this. So obviously our characters will be put in. So let's just say we have a character there, 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 and then I have another one now in the front, right? So this real estate is going to be taken up by the characters. Okay, now what I think we should do, so when we're selecting a character, we could do a couple of things, right? But one of the things I kind of like the idea of, and we might change this, is if, so let's think about this. So let's say you have a roster over here of all the characters that you couldn't select, right? So this could be, I mean, there's just one way we could do it, right? We could also change this, but let's say you have, all the character icons over here. Okay. All the character icons exist like that. Then what could happen is, maybe you select, you click on one. So when you click on one, I think something should pop up here, right? And we could have a character portrait, right? One of our moving portraits would be fine. So we have a character portrait there. And then I think it would be a good idea to have the character description stuff there. So you can get an idea, a sense for what exactly this character does. Right, I think that'll be okay. Something like that. And then, so you click on the character, it pops up with all the stats. And then maybe there's a second button where you can just click select or something, right? Right underneath the portrait. Okay, we can also put a label here. Chicken Night, for instance. And then obviously we have a few labels for the different flavor text and whatever. Yeah, and we don't really take up this real estate, so you can see them appear as you click through, right? Okay, and once you've selected the last character, this goes away. And I think a continue or let's go or whatever button pops up. Start game or whatever. Liberate the tower. Who knows? We can be dramatic about it, but something like that. Okay, but generally speaking, this should be okay. I think this is a fine enough display. Now, how this is going to look on a smaller screen like this could be interesting. Okay, but that should be fine. We can even leave the name, AVIORUM. Right, we can even still leave this. Up on the screen, right? Right here where there's not a lot of stuff happening, for instance. So we can leave that there. We could even make our menus, stay here. They don't need to go away necessarily, or we can still have some kind of a menu over here. We could even make it so that if you click continue or something like that, it shows your alt team. Oh, yeah, so I kind of like that. Could show your alt team, but for now it doesn't have to. We just need like the name. We need this real estate for all the other nonsense. And then, yeah, I think this is going to look not too bad. Okay, I like that idea. Before I execute on that, I need to go grab myself something to drink. Yeah. It's my voice is struggling this morning, so I'm gonna go grab myself a drink. I'll be right back. Let me just give you something to look at. There we go. And give me 2 minutes. Hello. I have returned. I'm back. Okay, goodie. Goodie. Let's is everything still working? Hello, stream, are you there? It seems like it is doing fine. Yeah. Okay, great stuff. Now let's go and let's go play with them. So we've planned out our UI. So let's just start implementing, shall we? Okay, so if we go into our UI builder, I think we first open up our main menu, right? The general one. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. Okay, so my idea is that this is probably too big, right? Okay, so what the hell's going on here? Okay, so it looks like everything here is pretty much just doing whatever it wants to do. This is some interesting menu management stuff happening here. Anyway, let's fix that. So okay, first of all, damn. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna grab this thing and I'm just gonna unset everything. Unset all. There we go. There we go. Now it's got nothing. And you know what? You can unset all as well. We'll just reset everything, right? Button holder, unset all. Okay, there we go. Now, okay, for the logo. Okay, so we just set the background, I guess, to the logo. Yeah, so that must mean that we need to give this thing a height. Oh, wait, I unset all, so there's no more background. Okay. Whoops. Okay, we'll just grab that one. Okay, so that's obviously quite terrible what it's doing right now. So we'll just let it, you know what, scale to fit, scale and crop. Okay. We'll see what that does. Okay, so the first thing is that, let's make it like 200 high. And let's not give, well, we could do margin. We could also just do something like, okay, wait. Need to be there and then, okay, so that does not work. You know what? We can make this thing absolutely positioned. Why not? Okay, then we can put it at 0, 0 at the top, and then a percentage and a percentage for the other ones. Right? And we can do stuff like that to make it, yeah, 67%. I like that. And then from the bottom, if I start stretching it out like this, it doesn't actually do anything. So do I even need the bottom? Unset that binding. That's not what I meant. Okay, so let's say that is AVIORUM. Okay, now this one, you know what? It just has my button holder, so what's the point really? Get rid of this visual element. Let's just grab our button holder. And you know what? I'm just going to make this thing absolute as well. And that way I can just make it work. Okay, so we'll work with percentages as far as we can. Okay, so we'll just do a percentage offset like this. And we'll do percentage offset. Something like that, right? It's a bit ugly, but it's okay. Okay, so the buttons themselves might be a little bit overbearing as well. Okay, so let's see if we can fix that. You know what? I'm not gonna... Okay, so we're not gonna go with the super duper green ones, I don't think. I mean, this is probably gonna have to change again in the future once I get a proper design going. Okay, let's make this like 28, I think. Not too sure, but you know, it's what it is. Okay, let's just get rid of all the padding and nonsense. See if that helps us a little bit. So this is Montresat bold. Okay, that's good. The width, this is ridiculous. Okay. Let's make the width 250 pixels. I think I like that. Let's make the height 50. 60 pixels. I like 60 pixels. Looks good to me. And okay, there's probably a few more things I'm not seeing. Okay, let's get rid of that border. That looked terrible. Anything else here? Okay, I think now we can do some margin to split them apart, right? So we can do, let's do 8 and 8, maybe. Okay. I kind of like that. And now the button holder can obviously move around if we wanted it to. Let's just put it there. Right. I think that's okay. Okay, let's change these to play. Settings. Exit. Okay, so that could be our main menu, right? I'm happy with that. Look, it's gonna change. I know, that's why I'm not gonna spend too much time. And what we can do is we can do a dot button hover. Okay, and then we can just do. Let's see. So if we want to hover, I think the easiest thing would be to just take. Okay. We just take the image tint, just give it a little bit of a tint. Something like that. And over here, we could just do property tint. Yeah, that's okay. Duration 0.2, ease, all that good stuff. We can preview this. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, that's about all we need for now. I don't know what that means. Background position Y, center 0. No idea why that's a problem. Okay. Okay, anyway, this should be fine for that. And then we can then open up UI. This is going to be our party selection UI. Okay, so this is obviously horrible. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, okay, that's our main container. That's okay. Okay, so this is terrible. This is also terrible. Okay, so let's see. We want, first of all, let's just unset the background. Okay. Okay, so this scroll view element over here, it contains our selectable character container. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so we want that. So first of all, let's just get this thing to do something else for us. Okay, so this visual element. Okay, I'm going to add another element in there. Right, this is going to be the character preview. And this is going to essentially become... Well, it's going to become very little of anything, let's be honest. Okay, so that, I don't think I want that anymore. Okay, this I do want, definitely. So this is the character roster. Right, we want that. And these buttons can go away, I think, as well. They can go to some other places, basically what I mean as well. Right, but this... can I just grab the character roster and drag it out? Honestly, because I think... Yeah. Okay, let's just get rid of this thing by hiding it for now. Okay. So character roster, character preview. This visual element over here, how are you positioned? Okay, I see. Okay, we'll position you manually, I think. That means the main container... Huh. Okay, we'll put you... Okay, yeah, we'll put you on that side. So we align you. It's going to take up half the screen. I think that's okay. Okay, so let's think about the character roster size. Okay, so I think... I also think we want everything to be aligned to the bottom. Oh, there's massive padding here. Okay. Let's unset that. There we go. Now we got proper divisions. Okay. So we got our roster. We've got our character preview. Okay, so this is obviously not going to look super nice. Let's just see how exactly we have this set up right now. I think I just add element. Okay, so I think I need to create a nicer looking roster maybe. Okay, and the preview is going to be more complicated, right? We need a bunch of elements. So first of all, in the preview, we want 2 elements to divide the preview. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, so we want to take the preview and arrange it like so. Right. This one, I don't want it that wide. What do I? Let's make it like 40, not pixels, percent. And let's get rid of the growing. Okay, so that's 40. Yeah, that should be okay. Okay, so in this, we actually want... we want a couple of things. So we want a label. So let's do that. So we set a label. Then I set another visual element below the label. Okay, so we got the label. That's the name of the character, some visual elements. Okay, this is going to be interesting because we need to design this in a way that looks good again. Ugh. That's such a pain. It's so much work. What the hell, man? Okay, but anyway. So we got a label up top. We got that. And then I think I want the select button here. Yeah. I think I do want that. So let's just push it in there. And let's drink some tea. I need to wet my... Goody. Okay. So that looks like something, I guess. Okay, so this visual element over here, this one's a bit odd. But I want, okay, so I want the character info, obviously. The character info typically would be basically just a bunch of labels, to be honest. But so let's think about it. About this. So this is just a visual element to keep everything separated, so we can inside of that easily place another visual element. Right, and this one would be a little bit smaller. It might also look like something, so we could give it a background. I actually also just realized don't we normally... Oh, you can do a canvas background right there. Oh, I could just give you the camera. Oh. That's actually kind of nice. Then I can... And then as I'm placing the stuff, I can see if I'm placing it poorly. Yeah. And make sure it looks good. But I mean, it's getting there. Okay, so this visual element, I think it would be okay if it had a background, right? Just to start off with. We could try a texture of some sort. No, we can't. We need a sprite. So let's just grab a sprite of some sort. And see what we can get. Okay, I'm also not opposed to just making it a color, but there are some interesting looking sprites that we can use. Something like this could be okay, I think. Okay, obviously it looks terrible. Let's open it in the sprite editor. And let's just get the corners in. Okay, apply. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that's a little bit better. And okay, this can just be one. It's a bit concerning that it stretches and not... It's not tiling. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. Don't know what that means. Okay, but let's suppose that's what we got, and we give it a little bit of a grayish tint. I mean, it doesn't look amazing. I'll be the first to say it. Okay, what we can also do is maybe just give ourselves a bit of margin. Just on the top and the bottom, actually, I think could be okay. All right. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I'm not a fan, I'm going to be honest. It's stretching and not tiling, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. Okay, you know what? Could we tint it opaque? Oh yes, we can. That is interesting. Maybe just do a simpler frame like this one. Right? Or even like this one. Let's try it. So, yeah, we have to get rid of like almost the whole thing, but it's okay. If the corners look good, the corners look good. Okay, let's make this one 38 as well. Okay, and then we can apply, close. Okay, so now that looks kind of nice. Yeah, we still need a background then, I guess. Right, so if I give it a background, what'll that do? Okay. Now we got a frame with a background. That's not terrible. Okay, obviously the corners are bad. Okay, so this is probably where you might want to layer these elements a little bit if you really wanted to do this. But I could increase the radius. I don't know if it cuts into the... Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't mess with the sprite. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Okay. Okay, but it is on top. Okay, I'm not going to worry about this too much right now. We can change it in the future again. Let's just get something in here. Okay, so first of all, okay, so this element here obviously needs a bit of padding because things are now overlapping or overflowing. Okay, so let's just pad it like so, and I guess we can do like a 35 pad. Okay. And this one, I guess we can do the same. So we can do a 35. I don't know if we need that much over there. Well, honestly, wait, let's maybe not pad those. Let's first pad everything else. Let's pad the actual elements. So let's see. So we have, okay, so the element itself. Come on. Okay, so it's got some padding. Okay, so let's see. So we got a bit of padding on the edges. So let's make this 35 instead. Right, and it's padded 35 over there. 35. Yeah, 35 and 35. Hey, this guy. How's it going, man? Oh, yeah, we have to do the UI eventually, right? Trying to make a nice character selection screen. That's actually not that bad. I think it could still work. You want to see something? Let me show you. I wonder if this is actually going to still work, because I've fiddled with a lot of the elements, so it might be angry. Okay, but you start off like this, and when you click play, so this is ugly, right? But if you click on a character, they actually appear in the level now. So when you're selecting your team, okay, I haven't implemented a way to unselect anything, but when you're selecting your team, they actually show up on the footpath, which I think is kind of cool. Made some yeah, I also think it's kind of nice, right? So I need to do that as well, hey. I need to set like a style sheet that's actually the style for the game, because I feel like I feel a lot of things. I feel a lot of feelings, but I know for a fact my UI isn't coherent, right? A lot of the styles I set as I go. It's like I need to just set up some basic main, style that the whole game can use, and that determines like text and colors and certain things. But I don't know. It's difficult. Okay, but this is going to be our roster. And then when you click on a character, it's supposed to be showing you the character there with all the character information. And then once you click this button, it should add the character to the path. That's the idea. I don't know if I can make it so that you can click here to remove characters, to be honest. Because I might want to be able to remove a character. Obviously, because you might do what I just did and click the chicken 4 times fast, and then it's like, oh, wait, I don't want 4 chickens. And copied a bunch of Tailwind CSS. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Use the tools you have, right? I have nothing against using tools. Okay, but I'm just I need to get this working, and then obviously I removed the start button, so you can't actually start the game anymore from the main menu. So we still have to do that. Okay, let's go back to our UI builder. You know what? Actually, I could easily put visual elements here, and just have them register callbacks, right? To unselect characters. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, my wife did want me to put UI here. Yeah, okay. I need to do that. Okay, so we got this visual element on that side. I guess we should just have added another one, to be honest. Okay, let's do that. Boom. You need to arrange these like so. I have no idea what is happening. I guess I just need to reset the size. I think this thing's a bit dumb. Unset. Just do it normally. What the hell's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Unset. Okay. So that is wrong, obviously, but why is it that wrong? Okay, unset. Why are you at the bottom of the screen, my guy? What's happening here? Unset the alignment. Okay, there we go. Good. Okay. It's my wife's the true boss. In some ways. I mean, she does the UI design. I just do the UI implementation. She does the fun stuff. I need to suffer. Okay, so inside here we want, I guess, a few visual elements. How exactly am I going to do this? Am I just going to make them all absolutely positioned? I guess I have to. Alright, so you just make it absolute. You give it a couple of pixels so you can see it. And then the idea would be this visual element should basically cover this character, for instance. And then when you click on it, you can register a callback. Right? I mean, it's maybe not the best thing in the world, but it's okay. So we can move then one over there. Yeah, I don't like this freeform stuff I'm doing right now, but it should be okay. Nice and small. Like that. And one more with the front character. Okay, so one of the things I can already know is going to happen. How would this scale? I love doing UI. It's grown on me, I will be honest with you. It definitely has grown on me. Okay, so we can... this is spot. Let's just call it spot. This is actually spot 4. Spot 3. You know, this is probably the wrong wording I'm using here, but it's fine. Spot 2. Spot 1. Okay, so something like that. Now, the only concern I have is, does this scale with screen size? Like if I... Maybe it does. I don't know. This is always a funny one, like, because I set it like that, and obviously it should scale because I have a... The settings are set up so that if it knows the reference resolution is 1080, and it should scale correctly, especially just a visual element. I know textures and stuff might look weird, but these are just blocks, right? They should scale correctly. Let's try something, right? So our party creation UI. So what we could do... Okay, so here, instead of the character having an icon, the character will have a spot. So it's going to be a visual element spot. My naming is bad. Is going to be bad. But anyway, let's figure this out. So then when we create our list of party members, we essentially want to do something like this. Party member dot spot will just be equal to... let's see. Do we have a root visual element? We need to find this. I think I do have my root visual. Yeah, actually, this is all root.q. And we want visual elements. Okay, and the name is going to be a string.format. Okay, and the string is going to be... it's basically spot like that, and we just pass in I, right? Oh, wait, no, we have to pass in I plus 1. Yeah, because I named them 1 to 4 and not 0 to 3. which I guess is whatever. Okay, but now we should at least get the spots. And what we could also do is we could do party member dot spot dot register callback pointer pointer down event, and we give it a party. I think I already do this. Yeah, I do it right here. Remove party member. Yeah, so we just grab that stuff. So normally the selection holder would have done that, but that's now been removed because we have these 3D positions. Okay, so if we do that, let's just make sure that the remove party member can do this. Okay, if party member is full, then character icon sprites equal to null. Okay, yeah, no, that doesn't work. We need to do character portrait manager dot set portrait. Actually, we need to remove the portrait. We need a character portrait manager unset portrait. Actually, yeah. Public. I don't have that. I can only set them. Public void unset portrait. Okay, and we give it, I guess we give it the character ID. Yeah, we should at least give it the character ID. And we can do a simple switch case like this. Again. Okay. But in this case, show portrait. Okay, so that gives us the, what does show portrait do again? Okay, private. Yo, Dianara. Thanks for the raid, man. How are you doing? How's it going in Dianara land? Okay, so we just want to essentially do this. All right. Yeah. Okay, so we still want at least that. Yeah, the rest is fine. So we can do hide portrait with the transform character portrait. That is quite sad, Dianara. I'm sorry for you. Can't you just fix the bug? What, you have to refactor your whole game now. Get rid of everything. Just delete the whole game. Okay, so we just want to do hide portraits. We don't need to give it a character type. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, then we can do in our party selection UI dot hide unset portrait, and we need to give it a character ID. Yeah, but we got that. Okay, cool. Okay, let's test this out. So we should be able to select our party and unselect our party with these spots. I hope. Let's check the scaling. I don't know how that works. I don't know if that works, to be honest. We'll see. Okay, so here we go. Play game. Okay, now we can... Oh, wait. Okay, I already see a problem. Okay, so we can select characters, fine, but it seems like this piece of UI grew a little bit. We could open the let's open the bugger. Not the bug. What am I doing? Go back to game, Windows, UI Toolkit, Debugger. Pick element. Okay, so let's see actually. Oh, so the elements didn't actually move. Okay, but it is kind of overlapping. Yeah, that's bad. You have a system and managing game flags. Key value pair, listen to those change, react to it, right? Oh, it's a multiplayer problem. Oopsie. So you can't, it's a data, okay, so the data type that you try to send over the network isn't supported. You have to, what's the word? I learned this word the other day. You have to serialize the data first and then reserialize or deserialize and serialize the data. I watched a tutorial on how to save the game. But I guess it's kind of the same thing, right? The data you send needs to be, generic value types like integers and booleans and stuff. You can't be setting Unity specific types. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, so it seems like my objects didn't break, but this thing did take over the screen. But that's good because that means we can test it, right? If I click there, whoop, it's gone. Whoop. And then we can do all chickens. And we're like, I don't want all chickens. I want 2 ducks. And it knows where to put the duck. I'm such a genius. But this looks good. I like that. So when you're selecting your team, I just need this to scooch over because it's kind of in the way now. But when you select your team, they physically go and stand on the road, and you can get rid of whoever you feel like getting rid of. And I can change the resolution, I think. Let's make it 1080. And I think everything should scale correctly and still work. That's a good one. I like that. How's it going? It's going well, actually. So I finally got cleared by Steam yesterday. So I'm able to add an application to Steam. So the Steamworks application stuff. So I'm gonna start building the Steam page for the game. I'm busy talking with the musician to make the music for the game and potentially the trailer. The music we're actually listening to now is his stuff. It's a little bit difficult to talk to people though because he's Ukrainian, which makes the language barriers a little bit rough. But anyway, I'm sure we'll get there. We also got a person doing our art for us, so all our Steam capsules and stuff. He's already busy redesigning our logo. So I'm super keen to see what he comes up with. He's already sent us a couple of sketches, just like quick sketches for ideas. So things are coming together. So I just really need to get the UI to look like a real game. So I can start putting screenshots and stuff like that on Steam, right? Like I can't put my main menu UI and it looks like that. So yeah, I think we're doing some good progress. Oh yeah, that'd be cool, man. Yeah, if it goes sideways, we'll see how it goes, right? I'm positive. He seems like a good guy from the discussions we've had. And hopefully hopefully there's not too much lost in translation, and the music we get at the end of the day is actually what we would have wanted. But yeah, it's exciting. It's a lot of stuff though. Yeah, so soon, you're gonna come here one day, Dinora, for a raid, and I'm gonna link you to my Steam page, and then you can go play the demo. To be honest, the demo is probably still a ways away, but maybe I can put in like a beta demo build, and then I can give some of you guys exclusive access. Yeah, no, you're already signed up, even if you weren't signed up. And this guy, that goes for you too. You are signed up whether you like it or not. You are all expected to do play testing and give me loads of feedback. For free, of course, right? Okay, let's see if we can fix this. Okay, so this thing is growing, and that's UI being UI, I guess. So I need this to not shrink. Don't shrink, please. Don't let him push you around. And you know what? Don't grow as well. Okay. Maybe you should grow. Okay, maybe you should grow. So he can grow, but he cannot push this one away. Okay, so that works kind of well. I like that. Okay, now this mess, we need to fix this. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, so I want. So this is where the character portrait goes. This is the select character button. Okay, so the character portrait. Okay, we're gonna do a couple of things here, but first of all, I think we need just a little bit more background stuff here. So let's put in some nice looking thing, yeah. Wait, these aren't sprites, are they? Oh, yeah, they are sprites. Okay. Okay, so we'll grab. I don't know. I kind of like either this or this or this, or maybe even this or one of these. I never know. These frames are not super big. There's another one that I like. I can't remember. Oh yeah, it's just these ones. Yeah, okay, maybe not these ones. I don't think so. You know what? Let's just do. Let's just unset the sprites. I'm gonna go with a good old fashioned, just some grayish background for now. We'll get something nicer for the background. That kind of looks. Yeah, whatever. Let's just go with it. Okay, we'll make a border radius like 15. That looks okay. Okay, then actually what we need is the banner. So let's put in another visual element. Do we put it as a child of this thing? Maybe we do. Yeah, maybe we do. Okay, so this one I gotta do a lot of stuff for. So, but generally speaking, this is gonna be a sprite as well. we're going to have to write some clever code here. Get this showing correctly, but okay, this is going to be like one of these title flags, right? I can't remember which one. I think this one, yeah. So it's going to be one of those, open sprite editor. Now, editing these might break something. We'll see. You know what? Actually, no, I might not have to edit them. Let's just discard the changes. No, not a texture. I want the sprite still. Let's do that. And then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go... something like that. And... I'm going to put it absolute. Okay. Yeah. And then we can do this type of thing and scale it. Okay, something like this. Let's put it 15 pixels on either side, maybe. Okay, then we can take it over the top. Okay, let's change the... I think it's the scaling mode. Yeah, we can do it like that. -20, is that the right number? Let's go peek at these pixels. No, it's like -18. -19. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and then... geez. Okay, I see my problem. Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of that one. Let's just give it a size instead, right? I feel like that is better. Where the hell is the height? Oh, here we go. Okay, if we made it 60 pixels. Yeah, that's a good size for that label. I think so. We'll go with that. Okay, would this break anything? Yes, it does. I want it to stretch. Okay, and then we can just change this top offset again. -10-ish. More or less. Yeah. Okay, let's put the label inside. Okay, so this is going to be the title text. Well, no, it's the chicken, the character name. So let's see. For now, let's just call it chicken night. Right, straightforward. What is why are things moving? Things shouldn't be moving. Okay, so we'll just go with chicken night for instance, and we'll do the correct font. We make everything centered. Chicken. Yeah, this is not good. Why is everything growing? Okay. This thing is getting annoying now. Okay, I'm gonna limit your width to a percentage, and it's gonna be 50%. And I'm gonna switch off your growing. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's too much and for the size. Okay, that roughly is the size I want it to be. Okay, but that's not the color I want. I want white. And I want shadows. Oh, I love my shadows. And my outlines. Let's do some of that. Boom. Boom. Look how nice. Look how nice that is. Okay, now we just need to get the label into the right position. So it's a little awkward in its current position. Could we keep it relative and give it an offset like this? Yes, we can. Okay, so I feel like -14 was roughly where I want this label to go. Okay, there we go. So that's our label. This is obviously now our portrait. And you know what? I think this button should go inside. And then we want a visual element in between. And we want to set this thing to a character portrait. Ooh, okay. This is kind of awkward now because... Okay, we're going to have to write some code. Yeah. Why? I'm always writing some code. It's okay. You know what? I'm gonna add the main menu USS. Right, and I'm just gonna tell this button to be no. What? What exactly is happening here? Button, why did you not change when I dragged that stuff onto you? It wasn't apply, that's why. There we go. I mean, it doesn't look quite right, does it? Are my main menu buttons that dark? I don't remember them being this dark. Okay, well, for now, we'll just leave it. You know what? I'm gonna take this thing and I'm gonna do extract. I'm gonna call it dot base text. Okay, don't know what I just did. Anyway, I think... What does base text even do? Absolutely nothing. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay, so base text, if we wanted to do something, we'll have to set that. Font size and stuff, that can be whatever. The color should be something, I think. We should put an outline with a color as a default. Then we should put 100 shadow, right, and a 3 pixel offset for the shadow, right? That's like all my base text should have that. And then what we can do from there is we can obviously take this button and say select. Right, or it could be add character. Okay, something like that. And the width, we can just reset that to 100%. We can make it a little smaller. Yeah, something like that. Okay. We could also change the base text. Okay, so the size of the font is already set, but here we could certainly make it smaller, like 22 should be okay. Okay, so that's not bad. So what we actually want when you click this, it should change this preview, and then once you click add character, it should change that preview with whatever is here. So we need to keep track of all these things in some way. My tea is gone. Damn. To drink some water. That's unfortunate. Okay. So what do we need to set this up? We essentially need more characters to stage. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have to do one of these where we create an empty somewhere in the world, not in the main menu. Come on, man. Okay, so this is going to be the character preview. Right, and the character preview is going to have prefabs. No. Well, it's going to have prefabs, so we just need to grab the prefabs from somewhere. Okay, so we want character portrait prefabs, right? So those are UI prefabs. Righto. Okay, and I want a few of those. So this is character 1. No, actually, we just want 1. We don't have 4 showing simultaneously, right? So we should be fine with just 1. Right? I think so. We just need to know which one to show. That's the big thing. Okay, that could be fine. Okay, let's go to our render textures folder. Okay, so we basically want to duplicate one of these, so let's just duplicate, and we'll call this the character preview instead, right? And then we'll just take this camera and tell it to export its view to character preview. Right. Something like that, right? And then in our UI builder, what we can do is over here, we can set the background to a render texture, and we want character preview. Boom. That doesn't look too terrible. Okay, I also did something interesting with these. I think I had a texture here, light or something like that. So it's like the background light texture thing that I used. Don't remember what I did. It was not that. Which texture was it? I can't remember. I can go check, but it's a whole different scene, which is annoying. No, it's not that. I should recognize it once I see it. It's just a question of, how far do I have to scroll through the millions of crosshairs? Oh, look at all these. These are, something I needed at some point in my life, but it's okay. Crosshair, 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 crosshair. Okay, we get to some of the other stuff. Let's keep an eye out. For crying out loud, there's just so many textures from all the texture packs and stuff. It's a little ridiculous, not gonna lie. Pretty sure it's none of these either. Come on. How much more flippin'? Oh, jeez. Okay, there's still a lot of stuff. Okay, well, I'm committed. I'll just keep on scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Surely I'm close. It's one of these, I'm sure. It has to be. Okay, I made it all the way to the bottom. Okay, gradient. I probably missed it, that's the problem. I'm just putting a gradient already does help quite a bit, hey? It's kind of ridiculous how a simple gradient just tints the thing slightly and it looks so much better. Hey, Maclaw TV, how's it going, man? I almost said Marcel, but Maclaw, how's it going? Okay, you know what? I need to go look up what texture I used for this damn thing. Save. And let's go see. Where did I do this before? I think it was in the more character stats that I did this, right? Yeah, that's the one I want. What the hell are you? It is... What? Character back glow. Okay. Wow. I should have done that. This was 2 seconds worth of effort versus I don't even know what I was doing. Okay, so that background, I need, no, not the render texture, this one. It's character back glow. That's why I didn't see it, because it's a weird color. Okay, cool. So this is, I mean, it looks terrible, but that should at least now work or give us something like what we are used to. We could always just hide a few of them. Okay. Okay, so this is at least a start. Wow, look at all those errors. Just get rid of those, eh? Okay, so the next thing we have to try or to do is to have this function that gets called here not actually work with the actual character selection here, but change the preview, and we should also render the stats, right? We want to see the character stats before we commit to one. Not that it really makes a difference. Like, committing to one is not, it's not a massive commitment, right? But still. We could even make it so that when you hover over this, it can change the character. No, maybe not. Let's click. Okay. So, our character preview, do we need to add to it a character portrait manager? Might have to. Okay, so we'll add to it and we'll give it a character portrait 1 right now. Let's just check. So the character portrait manager always gets a character ID. Okay, so it could be a situation where we could get a character ID that doesn't exist, but I'll just tell it to always use the first one. All right, so we'll just make sure that whenever we get in here, the character ID sent for previewing is 1. And then it should be fine. Okay. So we want to go to our party selection UI, and now let's see where we actually do this. So normally, okay, so this is actually where we do this. So the register callback, pointed down party member. Oh, that's removing a party. Oh, this is clicking on the spot. Yeah, that's not what I want. This one. Okay, so our visual element that we've created for our party member, when we click it, add party member character stat SO. So let's see, where do we go with that? Okay, so add party member. I think we don't want add party member to happen. We want it to happen eventually, but not right now. So what we'll do is we'll have a new one, preview void, private void, preview party member. Or preview, let's just make it preview character, right? Because that is what we're doing. And it'll also have a, well, yeah, it's going to be a pointed down of it. It's going to be the same as this one. Okay, but now when we preview the character, we want to do it over here. So VE dot register callback. You know what? We can literally just copy this and not be dumb. And all we have to do is change this to preview. Where my order? Okay, preview character. Sorry for the Afrikaans for those of you who don't. Okay, so we do preview character. Now, what we need is a character preview. So let's do private visual element, not a main container, but just a character preview. All right. We also need a private, we need another one of this, a character portrait manager, but this one's going to be the character review manager, right? So we're going to call it something else. Okay, so we have a character preview visual element and a character preview manager that we need to plug in. This one, we can just grab it with some good old root.queuing. Okay, so root.queue. It's a visual element. Wait, what are we changing here? Ooh, we might be changing a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's just work with it like this for now. I'm not entirely convinced this is how I'm going to stick with it, but for now we're going to do this. What the hell is happening here? No, wait. Okay, wait. Let's do a button first, right? We want a button. Select or add selected character. Right, we want that button. And let's grab that button. It's a button. And it's got a name. And I don't think I actually named it, but I'm gonna name it that. Okay. And we can save, and then we can go in here and just do the add character thing. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. I think I need to go use the restroom. Okay, so let's name you that. Okay, so now we can actually grab it and then work with it. Okay, guys, give me 2 minutes. I have an emergency. It's not that bad. But I'll be right back. Hello. Okay, let me get rid of this stuff on the screen. Alright, let's continue. Let's keep going. Okay, cool. So we gave it a name. That means we can grab that button now, right? Yes, we can. And what we could do, we could register a click function. Okay, so it's going to be something like, okay, let's just make sure here. So preview character. I guess we could. I'm just thinking how I would do this. So obviously previewing the character is fine. That is simple enough. But yeah, clicking the button. Okay, let's not worry about the button. Let's work with the character preview. So the first thing we want to do is the character preview manager dot set a portrait. We want to give it a character ID of 1, right? And then we want to give it a character SO dot character type, right? Yes. Why is this thing fighting me so much? Damn. Okay, so every time I click on this now, it'll update the preview of that thing. Now, the only thing that's kind of a funny one is when we add a party member, we need to give it a character SO. So what we could do is we could keep a reference to the previewed character if we wanted. Yeah, let's keep a reference. That's relatively cheap, right, in UI terms. So we can do a character SO, and this is the previewed character. Right, and this is how I'm going to go about this now. So instead of add party member, okay, let's just make sure where's this thing still called? Right here. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that. So instead of calling add party member, when we click on it, we're gonna preview the character instead. Okay, with the character. And then when you preview character, we can change previewed character to be equal to the character SO. So we change the references around. Okay, and then when we add a party member, we actually don't require a character SO anymore. What we do is we give it the previewed character instead. Right, something like that. And now what essentially will happen is you can preview a character, then click add selected character multiple times, and it'll keep the selection, and it will just give you that character over and over. So let's see how that actually happens, whether or not this is good for us. Yeah, it should work. This should work. I have full confidence in my ability to code something like this. Oh wait, the add selected character button doesn't do anything. Okay, wait. So we need to add selected character is equal to that. Then we need to do add selected character plus equals add. No, wait, what is this function called? It needs an event. No, it doesn't need an event anymore. It's just add party member. Okay, yeah, so, oh wait, do we need to do dot clicked? Yeah, just like it. Not clickable. Crying out loud. Dot clicked event plus equal add party member. I don't think we need that. Yeah, there we go. We just add a party member. That's it. That's all we need to do. We can save that, and we can give it a go and see what happens. Let's give it a go. Play. Ooh, now I have coffee. Okay, so there's our nice looking screen. We can make it, let's stretch it open. Yep. Okay, there we go. Very good. There we go. Click play. Okay, so we don't have any character selected at the moment. So add character could break something. But technically I should actually hide that when you don't have a character selected, right? Okay, I forgot to put in all the references. Yeah. Okay, let's go back and let's just do that. So the party creation, we need a character preview. There you go. There's the character preview. I think that was the main one that I forgot. So let's try it again. Okay, play. Click on the chicken. We see a chicken. Click on it. Oh. That was interesting. Why does the duck... Oh, it's probably something funny with the setup. Oh, it's because I hit them. Okay, never mind. Okay, but we can click on whichever one we want, and we can add. And if I add again, I just add another robin, and then I can add 2 ducks. Cool. And if I want to unadd them, I click there. I select one. I click add. I'm like, shit, I didn't want 2 owls. Give me a chicken instead. Boom. That's nice. I think that is gonna work. And then obviously you can look through all the characters and make your team unique. Okay. So from here, I feel like we might want to go into like, I don't know if this is required. But the next, okay, so first of all, I still need to make all the characters appear there, but that's a different story. Oh, and I need to change the names as well. Yeah, because it all says Chicken Night at the moment. Okay, that's wrong. Oh yeah, but the next thing I should look into is getting all the character text shown. And then I think we should get the, what's the other thing that I want to do? Oh, we should think about how to transition from here. Because what I'm thinking is you should maybe have another screen after this. So if we click like continue, after we've added our characters, there should be another screen that maybe asks you just to confirm your selection and give your characters names if you want to. So I'm going to make it so that there are a set amount of like standard names that they can have. And then you can also change it if you wanted. Okay. Now if I add a character now, that doesn't work. I need to do that. There we go. The most powerful character. Okay, I think this is coming along. It's not good looking as yet, but it's functional, and functional is not bad. It's not bad to have function at this point. Function feels pretty good already. All right, so let's see, what do we want to add here? I think our character icons look terrible, so that might be something I need to change. But before we do that, let's add our text over here to tell us more about our character that we've selected. Right? I think so. Okay, so the first thing is I think we definitely want a background for this. We're not going to stick with the just a white block or whatever. I think, I don't know. I never know. I'll have to do some proper design for this stuff to get it nice, but for now, if I can just get it somewhat reasonable, I think it's okay. I don't know how these scale. I don't think they scale very well. We'll try it. Now let's open it in Sprite Editor. And let's just get some of these corners sorted. Now, the one thing that I don't like is the fact that they don't tile correctly, but anyway. Oh, that doesn't actually cover the corner. Okay, let's just put them all at 27, I think. That should be okay. Okay, apply. Okay, so it looks something like that. Now, you see what bothers me? It's like the corner looks nice, but look how smudged out this is. I want the sides to be... what do you call it? Yeah, I want the sides to be tiled, but they don't want to tile, and I don't understand what I'm doing incorrectly here, but they are not tiling. Like I think no repeat. Background image will not be repeated and will be displayed once in the background. Is repeated as much as possible without clipping. Repeated as needed to fill the available space. Will only repeat horizontally, creating a tiled effect from left to right. Like I want that and I want that. So if the way I understand the way the sprite should work is it shouldn't tile the corners or the borders, but it should tile everything else. Now what I'm thinking is it tiles the inside, but it doesn't actually tile anything on the border. Let's test my theory quickly. So if I just get rid of this side, right? Would it now tile this? Oh, that would be so dumb, actually. I mean, I think the answer is no. That does not look right. Okay, yeah, you know what? Just keep it like that. We'll get something else that looks a little bit better. But for now, I mean that's not the end of the world. So this is just gonna display all our character stats, right? So how do we actually want to visualize this? I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, we need a bunch of labels. Should I split this thing into columns, maybe? No, I don't think so. I don't think a column is what I need. You know what? I think I'm just going to put in a million labels. So I'll put in a label. Okay. So let's see. So let's add a selector. Let's call it the character info heading. Okay, and then we can also do character info body. Right, so those are the two types of labels. So this can be a heading label, and then we can make another label underneath, which is gonna be a, for crying out loud, why go into the main menu? Can you just explain that to me? Okay, this one would be a body label. Right, heading and body. Okay, and I'm gonna duplicate these a few times because I think we have multiple of them. Okay, so let's grab the headings. I think we have 4 stats that we need to display currently, so we'll do that. Okay, first of all, this thing needs padding because that's not going to work. Okay, now I'm getting phone calls. I guess I need to get to work. Okay, we can do padding like that. Call it 25. Did you see that? Something just moved. That's not what I want to have happen ever. Why would this stretch anything? What the hell? Just adding some padding there stretches this element? Or why though? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, anyway, I do need to space them like that. And then I need spacing at the top. Okay, no growing for you. Did you grow? What the hell's happening here? No, it's growing in the wrong direction. It definitely got longer, didn't it? Oh yeah, no, this thing has definitely gotten bigger. Okay, maybe we set the character roster to a specific size. Okay, let's set the character roster height to 30%, right? And it doesn't have to shrink or grow. It'll just be the size it is. Okay, then we go to our render texture, and we don't want it to stretch either. Yeah, that's better. It's a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. This thing is now playing with me here. Okay, but anyway, I want 25 padding at the top there. Okay, and then if I grab my... Oh, crying out loud. Please, Unity, stop doing this to me. I think all of these labels should get... No, they shouldn't. Okay, we're gonna make the headings and the text and stuff separately. Okay, but the text type's gonna be the same. Okay, we can change the size. 2025 should be okay, and the color is certainly white. Okay, we can even make these bold. For now, that could be okay. And then the body, we definitely want to change that text as well. Something like that. And we can even make it so that the body is, you know, a little extra padded like that. And we can change the text size to 20 and the heading text to 28 maybe. So something like that. That doesn't look too bad. And I will just change the roll attack type. This is special ability. And this is play style. I don't actually know. I don't actually know what I want to call that. Okay, but anyway, that's good. I think I want to also, let's grab these, put them at the top. Let's make sure they don't have any spacing. This is now our body. Okay, let's just do that again, and then make this 25 again. And then in our heading, I think I actually do want to increase the spacing at the top so that things are more spaced out. Yeah, I kind of like that. We can also give some more spacing over here. Okay. It doesn't look too bad. And then we can just call this the roll. Ah, geez. Roll. Right. Roll attack type, the special ability, and finally playstyle. Something like that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get going, guys. I'll continue with this stuff off stream, I guess, a little bit. Hopefully by tomorrow you'll have a super nice UI to look at. But yeah, there's some things are coming up. So let me get out of here. We can go raid somebody, I guess. That's fine. If there's somebody to raid. Let's go say hi to imaginary villain, why don't we? Yeah, we'll do that. Thanks, guys, for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. I'll see how it goes, right? But cheerio.